process been like for that? What's that journey been like for you?
I think it's the day-to-day process of just working out, getting my body right. I think that if you look at me coming in freshman year, it's a lot different than me coming in now. I've put on weight, but I've also lost a lot of fat. So that's just a testimony to our strength staff and how good Big Deej is and all those guys are. So for me, it's just working hard and getting with them to get my nutrition right and just.
Can you take us through where you were weight-wise when you got here and where you are now and body fat and that sort of thing, and maybe your speed too, because it sounded like that's gotten better.
Yeah, I came in at I think 190 or 185, 190, and now I weighed in this morning at 218. So obviously that's a lot of weight. So I'm very excited about where I'm at, and we haven't tested 40s. We'll test 40s coming up, I think, in the summer here. So I can't give you a 40, but I definitely feel faster coming out of the pocket, running in the run game, and yeah, so definitely I feel a lot better.
How would you describe yourself in terms of, James said, more of a better dual threat guy than you probably got credit for coming out of high school? How would you kind of describe yourself in that aspect?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm definitely, I love passing the ball. That's why I play quarterback, and that's why I play this position. But I think that personally I've taken it upon myself, because that was one of my biggest criticisms coming in, was that I can't move as well as other guys. So I just keep working at it, keep working on my pocket movement, keep working out of the pocket, run game and all that. So just to form that extra dynamic of my game, so that way in a game, if pocket breaks down or something, I can make that play. So I'm not trying to be Mike Vick out here. That's not who I am. I'm Sean Clifford, I know that. But I'm definitely trying to add another dynamic of the game for me, so that way I can, press defenses in different ways.
Sean, has this spring been, I don't know, weird at all? Trace isn't here. Tommy's kind of hanging out more than anything. You're kind of taking those first reps. I mean, is that odd to you that it's kind of got to this point, or how do you kind of just approach that aspect?
It's definitely weird when guys leave, especially like a leader like Trace. I think that everybody who talks about Trace knows how big of a leader and how big of an impact he made to our program. So I'm not taking anything away from Trace when I say that. I think that our room, we miss him, but we were ready for that next step. And I think Tommy's done a great job of leading in our room. I think Will has done a great job of stepping into the 2 role. And I think that the young guys have came in and been really receptive to what we've been saying. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to a big name guy like Trace leaving, is just, loving what he did here, but keep on moving. And that's what elite programs have to do.
How big was it getting all of those #1 reps this spring for you?
Probably as big as you think it is. Obviously it's a lot faster, and with our defense being one of what I'd say the best defenses in the country, it's definitely a big step up. So it pushes my game to the next level, and pushes all these guys who maybe didn't get those reps last year. It pushes them to get better as well. So I think that it's been a great spring so far.
What would you say is the best part of your game? What do you think is like, you would say, I am this as a quarterback?
I would say, obviously,
it's exciting to coach sometimes.
I pride myself on my accuracy. I don't like talking about what I can do. I'd rather show you, but I think that accuracy in my game is what I pride myself on, and putting the ball where it needs to be, because obviously I'm not trying to keep the ball. I'm trying to give it to our playmakers, guys like KJ Hamler, Justin Shorter, all those types of guys. They're much better with the ball than I am. So I'd rather get the ball in my hands as fast as possible.
So how important is that?
I think that game reps in general, whether it be the end of the game or the middle of the game when it's right in the intense moments, is always good, because that's when you really see your true self. When the light's on you, when guys are actually able to tackle you, that's a lot different feeling. When you release the ball and then you get thrown back, it's a lot different than just here in practice when it's tag off. So I think for me and all the guys who got reps last year, it's always nice to, especially be able to play in Beaver Stadium. That's nothing like it.
Tommy talked last week about how competition is important to push one another. Even though he's not getting the reps, how do you feel he's pushing you in practice?
I think Tommy does a great job of keeping everybody's standard high, and that's one of his strengths is bringing everyone up to his level. So when I throw an incompletion or I make a wrong read, he's not yelling at me or anything, but he's coaching me up on what I can do better on the next play. So that way, he knows that, the competition is what it is, but we all want to get better for the team. And that's what the final goal is for the fall, is to, put the best product out there.
How confident are you that you're going to be the guy, and how do you balance that confidence with a friend? You're competing with friends there. How do you balance that?
I think, it's unspoken type things. Like, I think with Tommy and I, and Will and Taekwon and MJ, we all know where we want to be, and we're not taking anything away from that. But it's the day-to-day process, and it's coming in every day, competing with yourself, competing with the defense, competing with each other. From the littlest things to throwing the ball in the bucket, competing in that, to team drills, to scrimmages. It's always competition. So it's kind of that unspoken thing where it's
What's throwing the ball in the bucket? We haven't seen that.
Well, yeah, when we have we'll practice like fade balls and those sort of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you learned from Trace?
That stuff. I would say the biggest thing that I've learned from Trace is the day-to-day process of not only off-season, like getting your body right, watching film, all that, but I think in season, people don't give Trace as much credit as he got, because when you're in week 3, week 4, all the way up to week 10, and Trace is still, zoned in on the game plan. He knows the ins and outs of what we're going to see that week from whatever team we're playing. People don't understand how hard that is sometimes. And if you ask Trace, what do you think Ohio State's going to give us on 3rd and 3 to 6? He could probably rattle off what top 3 coverages they probably give us, and that's special. And that's what I learned personally from him, is that process of being ready at any moment for any situation during that year.
Hey Sean, you said Will's number 2, so that means you're number 1?
Right now, I don't know. For me right now, I'm number 1. I'm taking the ones reps. When Tommy comes back, it's back to competition, so I'm excited for that. And yeah.
What do you think it's going to be like in preseason? How intense is this competition going to be?
I would say that it's going to be as intense as we make it, which I think that obviously, we're trying to put a bunch of pressure on each other to get each other better, and for everybody in the room, I would say that it's the day-to-day process, and it's not taking anything away from other guys. It's just we just gotta keep working to get to where we want to be.
Can you give us a scouting? Go ahead.
One thing we've heard about you for the past 2 years is that you're one of the most competitive people that James Franklin's ever coached. Do you take that as a compliment, and how have you learned through your journey here, to harness that?
One of our core values is compete, and when I saw that the first day that I came in here, I knew that was what I was going to pride myself on. And you could ask anybody on our team, and I think that they'd have the same response, that I'm one of the most competitive guys on this team. And I'd tell you that I'm the most competitive guy on this team because I am. So that's just one of the things I pride myself on. And but it's backing it up is the biggest thing, because you could say you're the most competitive guy on this team, and then go in and be working out and not push yourself, or come out here and not try to get better during team periods. So it's backing it up is the biggest thing when it comes to showing people.
Was there ever a point where James or Ricky had to pull you aside and say, "Hey, you got to dial down a notch"?
A few times. I'd say a few times. Yeah.
Just in practices or in the weight room or what?
I'd rather not say. As a program, obviously we have a lot of things that goes on, and Coach Ronnie and I go back and forth a bunch. and that's just both of our fire that we have. So, yeah.
Can you give us a scouting report on Taekwon and Michael, and how interesting has that been for you since you actually worked with Roberson here at camp?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot, right?
Yeah. No, Taekwon was at camp, and I got to work with him here. MJ, I didn't have the chance to, but early I got to work with Tay, and both of those guys have been growing substantially. I see if you pull up the film from the first day, obviously that's always the best day. I remember as a freshman coming in, you could barely throw a spiral because you don't even know what's going on. You're just running around in circles. So, their growth from day 1 to this was practice 13 is awesome to see. And that's one of the best things in our room that we like to see is that growth of, especially the young guys, because when you first come in, you don't even know where your head's at. And now, they're making plays all over the field, so that's always good.
Is the offense the same whether you're the quarterback or Tommy?
I think that from a play calling standpoint for Coach Ronnie, he's not going to change anything, no matter who's in. Tommy and I, we both have strengths and weaknesses, but Coach Ronnie tries to keep it the same, and I think that the offense in general complements both of us. So.
What do you think you've proved to yourself this spring? What do you think you've proved to yourself? What this spring have you done to, at the end of the spring, what are you going to look back on what you did, what you were able to accomplish this spring?
I think that this spring has just proved to me that I can play here, and I think that it's proved to a lot of guys that that's what reps are all about, is showing yourself that, all right, versus this coverage, I know I can make that throw, or versus this guy, I know I can go up and make that catch. So I think that's the biggest thing in the spring, is just getting the reps and gaining confidence. So.
How's your competitiveness help you out in this quarterback battle? Because obviously it's in an open spot and you're still looking at people.
You said competitiveness?
The competitiveness you were talking about, how has that helped in this position battle for you?
I think exactly how you say it. It's a battle. So being competitive is definitely, a very important aspect of it. So, good.